So I recently found out that a friend of mine, who was running for political office in a previous election, was told by a party staffer in the party that she was a candidate for. She was told by the staffer, don't talk about your disability or your mental illness during the candidate forum, because people won't vote for somebody with mental illness or a disability. Now, obviously, that upset me greatly. So I have a message for party leaders and party membership as well as for anybody who is part of any marginalized community that is thinking of want to run for office. So this is for party leadership, okay? To the party leadership, it's 2023. It is 2023. It is the 21st century. It is time to get onto the bandwagon and get over your ableist, discriminatory attitude. People with disability, people with mental illness, people in the LGBTQ2S plus community, women, BIPOC folk, all exist. And we aren't going anywhere. We are here. We are here, and we're not going to be quiet. We are going to talk about it. We're not going to be ashamed of it. And if you have a problem with that, then please get out of the way. Do not tell us to be quiet. Do not tell us to not talk about certain things. Because at the end of the day, if you're a voter, and let's make something up. If you're a voter and you really like Penn, okay? You're a big fan of Penn. You're an advocate of Penn. You think that Penn is really important and that we should, use Penn. And there are 5 candidates running. And one of those candidates comes forward and says, you know what? I like Penn too. Pens are great. Pens are a necessity. Amen to Penn. Okay? Amen to Penn would be their campaign slogan. Who are you more likely to vote for? The person that doesn't talk about Penn, or the person that talks about Penn? Now, let's forget about Penn and replace that with anything. Replace that with mental illness. Replace that with disability. Replace that with being trans or being gay. Replace that with being indigenous. Replace that with being black. Replace that with being a woman. We need representation in all of these different areas. The only reason that some people wouldn't vote for somebody with mental illness or a disability is because of people like that staffer who told my friend not to talk about it. Because unless we start talking about it, unless we start being loud, and unless we start building platforms around it, society is not going to understand. And what we need is representation from all of these groups, and maybe others, but we need representation from all different kinds of people. And when you shut somebody down and say, oh, don't mention that you have a disability, don't mention that you have ADHD, nobody should vote for you if you have ADHD. There are so many people that have ADHD. There are so many people that have ADHD that I'm sure would love to have representation. But no, because of your ableism and discriminatory attitude, those people don't get representation. People with mental illness, people with disabilities don't get representation. Because of you. Because of your attitude. Because of your bias. So, again, if you are a political staffer who believes this, either keep it to yourself or get out of the way. Because like I said, people with disabilities also, we do exist. We will have roles in government. So this message is for anybody in a marginalized community that has thought about, is thinking about, wants to run for government. Please do. Please do. Because we need your representation. And don't let ableist butthole stand in your way. You know, one thing that I've realized as a person with a disability is that I love proving people wrong. I absolutely love it. I love it when somebody tells me you can't do that because of your disability. So, let's prove all of the ableist, all of the racist, all of the homophobic, all of the transphobic, all of the misogynistic, all of the other horrible people that I'm probably leaving out. Let's prove them all wrong. And let's fill those seats. Let's fill those seats and let's make life better for people in all of these marginalized communities, including people with disabilities and including people with mental illness. Because, like with the pen example, let's say that John, who really likes pens, is saying, you know what, nah, I'm not gonna vote. Nobody cares about pens. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares about what I'm going through, about the barriers that I face around pens. And you come along, and you speak up, and you say, hey, I really like pens. I think that pens are important. I think that pens are a marginalized, inanimate object. But let's build policy around making pens better, making pens more acceptable, making pens more accessible. Now, again, replace that with anything else. Replace that with mental health. Replace that with trans rights. Replace that with disability rights. Replace that with anything. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Gandhi. Be the change that you want to see in the world. And stand up, put your hand up, and say, hey, I am part of this marginalized community. This is my story. This is my experience. And I promise you, even if maybe you don't get elected the first time, or the second time, you start building that momentum and start building that snowball. And eventually, people will start getting excited about you and start getting excited about your cause and start getting excited about your campaign and whatnot. And you will win. Because, like I said, we need representation. We need John, who's not gonna vote because nobody cares about pens, to vote. Okay? So, please run for political office. Because we need you.